You go ahead. You get your grievances out the way.
My grievances? I
Yes.
think I think y'all should be concerned too.
About what?
About what?
About what? You don't think it's alarming that your president, the leader of your party, is colluding with a foreign entity
We talked
to
about that last
investigate?
time,
We
though.
talked about that last time.
Oh, but some of the hearings have come out since then,
Uh,
and it's some
Fuck
pretty.
them hearing.
Oh, y'all want to talk about it now, huh?
no, I don't have a
Cause
problem talking
y'all,
about it, but I'm saying like Judge Joe Brown just tweeted that it's like the what you call it whataboutism or whatever, but like politicians do that all the time. Like Joe Biden did what he did with the Ukraine situation, firing the prosecutor. Like he was going to withhold aid until they fired him. Like that did happen.
He
Bernie
got on TV
Sanders
and
Bernie Sanders
bragged
wants to
about it.
withhold money from Israel until they do what they got to do with Gaza. Like that's what they all do that shit.
do you think it's okay? You think there's nothing wrong with dangling?
If there's something wrong with it, let it play out, and whatever happens happens. But I'm just saying, if Democrats are falling on this hill, they got a lot of explaining to do when they look at their own party too.
I
I
mean,
think that to
I'm not for
me,
no.
the fact that it's like over this issue, like all the stuff Trump has done, the fact that this is the issue that they want to impeach, to me, is something deeper than that. Because it's like you got the State Department and all these non-elected people like trying to run our foreign policy. And it's like that Trump is responsible. That's one thing he can do is dictate our foreign policy. And I don't like the
You
fact
think
that all these other
you think he's
generals
doing
and
well in that?
what's up?
You think he's doing well in that aspect?
I mean, I don't know. Everybody said we ain't doing all this work that I don't know about. That's not in the media. But other than that, I think so.
As far as foreign
If we
policy,
got peace
you
with
think Trump?
if we got peace with Russia, peace with Korea, and we getting out of some of these wars, I don't agree with him sending people to what was that, Afghanistan or whatever, to protect their oil and shit. But other than that, I don't think he's doing a bad job foreign policy wise.
Interesting. I mean, why would we be at odds with Russia anyway? I mean,
You notice that the Democrats are trying to like troll Trump into going to war with Russia. Like he won't say mean things about him. All that. Like they want us to fuck
why
with
why
Russia.
would- why would
Huh?
we want to go? Why would we want to go to war with
I don't
Russia?
think
We
we
just
want
don't
to
want
because
them.
that's gonna be dirty. We both got nuclear war.
We just
That'll be
don't want
nuclear
them.
war.
We just don't want them interfering in the election. That's all.
I mean, I'm sure
Or
they don't want us interfering in theirs either.
we don't, do we?
That's exactly what Hillary did. That's why Hillary blames Russia for her loss because she did the same thing to them. After Vladimir Putin won his fake election, obviously, Hillary
Mm-hmm.
said just that, and he didn't like that. So that's a
She
personal
said.
beef
She said what?
that he didn't win legitly, and that was well, clearly is a dictatorship, so he didn't. But I'm saying
No,
she
I'm talking about the influence that Russia had before the election
on who?
on Americans
What influence did
and
they have on us?
the social media, the fake profiles, and
It's not
uh,
Russia. That's Facebook.
that's Russia. It was
I mean,
confirmed.
okay, so
Nigga, that's
but listen,
Facebook, bro.
even if that is true, I believe that is true. That did happen. But I'm saying, what were they saying though? Like you said America, but they were targeting black people, and they're claiming that. So you think that we were dumb enough to listen to those memes and those fake things, to not go out and support Hillary the way that Democrats wanted
I
black
mean,
people to?
it wasn't just the memes and stuff. I mean, we had the WikiLeaks, we had the emails, we had all type of stuff that was damaging to Hillary's stuff, to Hillary's campaign. So
I don't think anybody that was supporting
I mean,
Hillary saw any of that stuff and said, "I'm not gonna vote for her."
Yeah, bro.
Now
She
the
she
Comey
like
thing,
she low key
I
like
think the Comey thing could have hurt her the last minute, and what he said at the last minute that could have messed her up. But I don't think none of her supporters said, "Oh, I'm not gonna vote for her because of this."
you don't think there were some sway voters that were like iffy, and then
I
they
think
heard about
that
emails.
Black Americans, people who have different views or whatever, who want tangibles and all that other stuff, I think they put out things that caused dissension, and Russia took advantage of that. But I don't think it was their fault. I think they capitalized on something we were already doing. We were already having conversations about crooked Hillary, the '94 crime bill, all that stuff, and Russia just exacerbated it. I don't think they changed our mind. I think they just took what we were already doing and blew it up.
But they shouldn't be doing anything.
That's true, but this is war, dog. Like we do the same shit to them. We overthrow dictators. We pick who we want to be. That's the whole thing with Tulsi Gabbard. She's like, we gotta chill with the regime change wars, which Hillary was a part of. A lot of them when she was in office. Look at Libya, right? We do that shit to everybody. So I'm like, I don't want it to happen to us, but I'm saying like this is part of the game. We all do it to each other. China probably hacks us every day. They hack our shit.
All right. Well, while we're talking about politicians doing this every day, people. I mean, you do realize there's a war going on in Ukraine, right?
Yeah, it's a war between Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, and while they're at war,
and we started that situation, and we shouldn't be involved in it at all.
And we could help neutralize it. We can help the people most affected, because Ukraine is not going into Russia. Russia is invading Ukraine, and so Trump is dangling this aid for them.
The same aid that Joe Biden did about the prosecutor getting fired. It's not really aid; it's missiles and rockets and shit.
I think Biden was holding money back though.
Yeah, it was the same thing. It was foreign aid, but it was going to be used to buy weapons.
Okay, yeah.
I say we should leave that alone, period. And get out of it and let them duke it out between each other. Do you think we should have went into Libya and overthrew Gaddafi?
Hold on. Just pause.
Where you go?
Yeah. Can y'all hear me?
I hear you. Where John at?
Yo, V's.
Yo. Oh, it look like it's somebody say it's muted.
Yo.
Oh, your one man muted.
Hello?
Oh, yeah. I think your other man Mike muted.
V's.
Who, Devin?
Yeah.
My bad. Baby moms keep calling me.
Oh.
But I just missed the last whatever y'all talking about.
No, I just asked you, do you believe that we should have went to Libya and overthrew? Yeah, you back.
Yeah.
Do I believe Libya what?
Do you think that during Obama's administration and when Hillary is the State Department that they should have went in and overthrew Libya?
I don't think America should be going anywhere and invading anything and trying to correct anything. I mean, if anything is like a huge threat to world peace altogether, then that's when we get involved. But as far as like, I don't agree with going into these other countries and trying to combat, bad things and all that other stuff. Because I wouldn't want nobody coming in here and trying to start. I mean, I got, people got families, people got all type of stuff. We don't have no time for people to be in the streets shooting people or all that other stuff like Americans be doing in other countries. So I don't support America going anywhere other than maybe ISIS. I mean, in Syria. But so no, I don't agree with what Hillary Clinton did. But I mean,
but I'm saying, isn't that the
same
thing as interfering with somebody's elections and dictating who their leaders are going to be? Like that's what we do.
Going in and trying to promote peace or trying to combat
you see the result of what happened in Libya, though, right? It's not peaceful over there. It's slavery over there again.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think any good comes out of invading somebody else's territory. And so,
and not only that, it's like during that whole situation with Syria during Obama's administration, it's like that's another thing that Tulsi Gabbard talks about is like the refugees. Is like we go over there and we blow a lot of shit up, and those people need somewhere to go. And I'm saying it is a good thing to do to take people in, but I'm like, stop going over there and mess with them so we don't have to take them in.
That's true. I can't argue that. But at the same time, I don't think that dangling. Like, do you know the details of the whole what's wrong, what he did?
If they prove it and it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. What you mean?
Like, but do you know what happened?
Yeah, I listened to them talk about what the transcript said.
Okay, so do you think that's okay? Like, I don't think it's okay to dangle, or you're basically like fiddling with people's lives when you're dangling like military aid and stuff like that, just for them to say.
My question
I
is, why
think that
can't
we
we
all
let that
do
shit
that.
go?
Why can't what?
Why can't
Why
we let
can't
that shit go?
why can't we let? Do you not see nothing wrong with that?
I mean, he's not the only one to do it.
You said what?
He's not the only one to do it. We just talked about
Okay,
how Biden did the same shit and bragged about it.
what did Biden didn't? It's been proven. It's been stated many times that there's no wrongdoing.
Biden
There's
literally
no
bragged.
wrong.
Wait, you
Bro,
don't
He
think
literally
that Hunter
bragged about
Biden
no.
being working for the company is no wrong in that?
There's an appearance of a conflict of interest, but I don't think there's anything wrong. I mean, if I'm working for anybody, my son is an adult. He can work for whoever he wants to work
Not while
for.
you're in charge of the Ukraine situation, and that's like your thing.
Okay, well, they investigated though, and they determined that there was nothing wrong. I mean, they could easily like
The
investigate
Republicans
Joe
can
Biden.
investigate Trump and say the same thing. What you mean?
They can investigate Biden if they want to and convict him. Like, I'm not for any party. If Biden is wrong, then lock him up and throw away the
But
keys.
that's what I'm
But
saying, though.
as
We've
far as
already
we
set a
know,
precedent that
he's not under investigation. He didn't work with a foreign country and tell them, "Hey, investigate my political opponent and get so that it will help me in my next election." He didn't do that, and to try to collude with a foreign country to do that, that's not cool. And I think it's impeachable. And I think anybody that agrees with it or thinks that it should be thrown under the rug is like,
I've listened to a lot of liberal commentary and that are real progressives, and they argument saying is like, out of all the things to get Trump for, like this is not the thing to do it for.
I don't think the Senate will impeach him, but I think it'll be a big blow to his presidency.
It's going to backfire and help him if that happens.
Possible. I mean, it can go either way.
When a president is impeached, like when Bill Clinton got impeached, Democrats won every popular vote for, I said, like in like 4 or 5 elections except for one. When like the same thing when Nixon was impeached, Republicans won for like 4 or 5 elections in a row except for one. So like there's a consequence to doing that. There's a reason why Nancy Pelosi didn't want to do it in the beginning.
I would have to look at the facts.
Even when the '94 crime bill, crime bill thing happened, and they got rid of rifles. Democrats all lost their seats after that in the general election, in the midterms rather. Like I'm saying, there's political prices to pay for doing certain things. That's why people don't want to fall on this sword.
Well, all I know is all I want to hear was that it was wrong, and that
I say if he's in trouble and it's wrong, let whatever happens happens. I'm just saying, like, I think this is politics and they all do the same dirt.
What Trump do? What did Trump do to people? I feel bad for the man. Like, fuck.
Trump is crooked. That's just it.
Do you see the deeper issue with like the State Department and unelected officials and like even Republicans came across the line and tried to like it's this one issue that has to do with foreign policy, and this would have curtailed the war machine. That's a bipartisan thing between Democrats and Republicans. You don't see an issue with that. That it's just this one issue that happens to be with foreign policy that they're all jumping on the bandwagon to impeach for.
No, I mean I think it's repeated. It's just too many instances. Like this. Everybody in his circle has been indicted and convicted of something, it's just like repeated. It's like when you have a child and it's like little things he does and it's build up. At some point, you're just like, all right, you know what? Screw it. You getting your ass whooped. So for him, it's just like, yo,
That's fine. That's Nick. That's black people problem right there. God damn.
bro, it's not about race. It's just about
Yeah,
it's
that's how
about
that
bro.
shit.
We
That
graduate.
shit's in our culture. What you
It's
just
not,
described is in our fucking culture.
bro. You talking about
That's why we.
apples and
That's why we
oranges?
so. That's why as a
We
culture
talking
we
about
so
something
easy. We
completely
so easy to
different.
get mad at Trump.
That's what
That's how we
you're
treat the
doing.
man.
Distracting. You talking about something
No,
completely different.
that shit.
It's not about
That
race.
shit. That. What you just described is fucked up parenting, and
Okay, but that's a different issue. That's a
unfortunately,
different issue. That's a different issue. We're talking about something else.
but that shit. That's how we treat a lot of shit, and it's sad.
So we should just keep giving him chances. Is that what you're
We
saying? We
should
should keep letting him fuck up.
we
I
should
didn't
stop.
say anything. I said
Stop.
if it
No,
happens,
I'm talking
let
about
it play
Anthony.
out.
I'm talking about Anthony. I heard you. I'm talking about Anthony. He's the one shouting, "Oh, that's fucked up." Bro.
I'm
not
thinking.
saying
I'm
beat
thinking
your
we
kid.
should stop being emotional about this shit. Like it
You're saying
happened.
brush it under the rug. You're saying brush bribery under the rug. That's what you're saying.
No, like, dude, if he did it, if they can prove that he did it, and they go through the proper channels and impeach the man,
It's not.
what
It's
am
not
I
enough
going to
evidence.
say?
It's not enough evidence
But from the
already.
way it's looking, that shit ain't going to happen.
It's not enough evidence. I mean, it's probably not because y'all control the. I mean, the Republicans control the Senate.
We control the
And
facts.
No, you
Oh,
don't. No, I said the Senate. The one that's gonna
what that got to do with
decide the
anything?
impeachment.
If he did some shit, and somebody got
partisan.
hardcore evidence of it, it
It's
don't matter
partisan.
what side of the line you
What
on.
hardcore evidence are you gonna have? You gonna have a recording of the phone? You have the transcript. It's there. You have multiple people stepping forward to
So
testify
impeach
against
the
them.
man.
No, it's not gonna happen because the Republicans control the Senate. But my concern is people. Like, do people see through this, or are you just undyingly supporting this man? Like, no matter what he does,
I support his
this man is
policy.
crooked.
I think he's doing a good job as president.
How you feel, Devin?
That's just like we hold this man to some standards that we will hold nobody to.
I'm impartial.
What you said? You're impartial.
Yeah.
You don't care about it?
Not really, bro.
All right, well, next topic then, because I know you're down to get to Colin Kaepernick, right? That's your side of the aisle, right?
We can stay on Trump.
No,
but on a real though, I'm gonna send you some links though. But like, that's why we should have the group chat thing earlier. But I'm saying, do you understand the progressives? Like, there are progressives who don't like Trump, but their angle is that why this thing, and they're saying that they understand there's going to be consequences for putting all your eggs in basket for this one thing. Like,
some people might not know the gravity of the situation.
I'm talking about commentators who study this and they research this.
And some people, well, I would have to know who and what, because I think it's pretty serious. If you're dangling, and people are dying while you're doing this, like you're dangling military aid to a foreign entity that you said you would give it to. Like, we already, since the Obama,
Obama sold guns to the fucking cartel, talking about something we want to see what they end up.
And that's your main defense.
Get the fuck out of here.
What about Hillary? What about Obama? What about Mueller and Biden?
There's no way everyone's so fucking emotional about this nigga possibly holding back some missiles from a country that we don't even shit on.
We are allies with them.
Who gives a fuck? We ain't got shit to do with.
Who gives a fuck?
Who gives a fuck? And the scope of things, who really cares?
Yes. I mean, we should be working with it. I mean, are we on this earth?
We need to be minding our business.
Right. So if we get into war with somebody, everybody gonna mind their business.
I can't believe people are getting so emotional about this, and there's so much shady shit that the left has done.
So what about trade? If we need to mind our business, then we need to just produce everything by ourselves. Don't go in Afghanistan for their oil.
That'll be
everything
great.
Here.
I mean, like, with the oil thing, like, we are producing way more oil now, so like we're not even dependent upon it.
Shout out Trump. Shout out Trump.
So why are we in these other countries then? Just stay here and get our own and use our own oil.
It's because it's hard. It's hard to just erase years of fucking with people.
It's hard to stop fucking with people, huh? It's hard.
No,
to stop
it is like it's hard.
It's hard. To stop
you can't just. You can't just.
of
You know how.
countries less
Yo,
fortunate.
you know how economics works. That's just like drugs. War is just like drugs. Like if you get rid of all the drugs and shit, you know how many people be out of a job. If you end all of this conflict, you know how many people have nothing to do. Like
I guess, bro.
Oh, fuck up my job.
this shit is sensitive. You
I'm
can't
saying
just
it's not even just the president though.
end
Like
war.
there are people in Congress on both sides who support all this war shit. And that's what I'm
Right.
saying. When Trump says certain things, he get them scared. Like they don't like when he say, "I'm pulling these troops up." Like think about how many Democrats got mad when we left the situation with the Kurds. They were out there talking about, "Let's keep these soldiers here." And wouldn't have the Democrats been about keeping soldiers in the war when they can come home?
Jesus Christ! Didn't we praise Obama for bringing niggas home? But Trump can't bring
It's
niggas
always-
home. All of
it's always-
a sudden, we give a fuck.
Why is it always that whataboutism though? Like that's your only defense, and most of the time it don't make sense. Like I was watching the hearings today, and at least we are rising.
So I don't want to
Republican
hear
stars.
shit about. I don't want. So if that's
Yeah,
the
we
case,
can drop it. We can drop it. 'Cause
No,
you
I-
already
no.
you already told me enough. You already said enough for me.
no. My point. If
You don't
that's
think he's wrong.
if
We should brush it under the
we
rug.
can't use what about it? If we can't use that shit, if we can't talk
Lock
about
them
the past,
all
if
up,
we
bro.
can't reference
Lock
the
them
past,
all up.
what
Lock
is the
them all
point?
up. Lock them. That's all. What I'm saying is lock them all up. Whoever's guilty, lock their ass up.
But you realize they all
I'm-
protecting each other in that
I'm
situation.
nonpartisan. Okay, but I'm nonpartisan. That's my thing. When it's wrong, it's wrong. I call it spade a spade. And it's feel like with Trump fans, no matter what he does, like he said, he can shoot somebody in Wall Street and y'all wouldn't bet an eye. But moving on, we can talk about Kaepernick now.
If Trump did it, he wrong. But what do you expect us to do? Be mad about it right now?
No, you're saying he's wrong, but so what?
No, I'm just not emotional about it.
I'm not emotional about it either. I just want to hear.
I'm not
understand
singling
how
you
can-
out, but the left is definitely emotional about this shit. That's why we're
I'm
having
just
these
wondering-
hearings in the first place.
I'm just wondering if you think what he's doing is wrong, and if you support it, or if you think, it should go under the rug. Because I'm not emotional about it. Because I know the end result. I know he's not going to get impeached. I know this is all at the most. This is a smear campaign, and it could potentially hurt Trump in 2020, especially if Biden wins the Democratic nomination, which he probably will.
No.
I think it could. I mean, it's a lot of people turning. But at the end of the day, I'm not emotional about it. I just want to gauge what you said, what you thought about it. And I'm tired of hearing, "Oh, but Obama, but Clinton." Like, just stay on Trump. Just defend Trump. That's it. If you defend
Well, I don't
Trump,
want to
defend
hear
Trump.
shit. I don't want to hear shit about slavery no more. I don't want to hear shit about police brutality in the past. None of that shit.
Oh my God!
If that's the logic,
moving on.
if that's the logic
Moving on,
you
bro.
expect niggas to live by, you gotta live by that shit on all borders.
That's not the logic, bro. The logic. Why I'm saying, don't say whataboutism to me, because I don't care who it is. If they're wrong, lock them up.
Well, why don't you fight for Biden to be locked up too? You want him to be president. That would make
No, I don't care. Lock Biden up too. I don't want anybody to be president.
y'all want him to be
I don't
president and
trust
shit.
nobody.
Like, how you
I
gonna
don't
say
trust
that in the
nobody.
same breath? How you gonna say that in the same breath? Like, all right, I lock everybody up, but the nigga that admitted he did the shit, I want him to be president. What the fuck?
When have you heard me support Biden?
I'm not talking about you personally, John.
Okay.
I'm talking about like the left, and sorry for looping you into this shit, but you represent you bring up a lot of leftist points sometimes, but I'm serious. Like, I don't know, bro. That shit's crazy.
When you get a chance, John, check out that link I just put in the video.
All right, so Colin Kaepernick.
Colin Christ.
So I'm gonna since y'all think I'm a leftist, I'm gonna go ahead and say
Colin Christ. Oh my God.
I think this was a publicity stunt by both the NFL and Colin Kaepernick, and
No, no,
both of them failed.
no. It's all good. That's Colin Christ. It's funny.
I didn't watch that video you sent, but I kind of came to that conclusion myself already. Like he don't really want to play. He's been out
You don't really want to do shit. And that's
He's been
another
out the
thing.
league for what,
I listen to
3 years?
Ebro. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, how long he been out the league? Like 3 years?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been 3 years.
Yeah, so nobody can come back after 3 years. He knows he can't come back after 3 years. Like,
Why does he
who
even give a fuck?
I don't know.
Why?
I think he wants to be a
fuck
martyr.
about this one man career. What about my career? I wish everybody. You like fuck him. That's what's gonna be. Who gives a fuck about this man? He's not even doing shit. But either for the sport or the cause.
You don't think you care about the cause either?
That nigga is quiet as a hermit crab.
I mean, he gave his release. He was like, all right, I'm sitting on the rest. He was like, I
That
ain't got no
nigga
job.
is quiet. That is the most quiet activist I've ever seen in my fucking life. And they still defend that nigga. I listened to Ebro defend that nigga yesterday. He's still focused on the mission. Fuck you. That nigga ain't shit. That is a white man with a bush. A fool y'all niggas.
So is Ebro.
Colin fucking Christ.
So is Ebro.
You think Jay-Z had a hand in that?
Huh?
You think Jay-Z had a hand in that?
Who gives a fuck? Where did that even come? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I'm just asking. Like,
I think that's what the narrative is, but I think that Jay-Z is in that place where him and his wife that people just can say they did something and we're gonna believe it without no evidence or proof. Like that's what the level is at right now.
That's what happened.
I ain't gonna lie, I believed it.
I mean, it makes sense in this case, but I'm just saying historically, like Jay-Z bailed out all the people who got arrested during Ferguson, and Jay-Z and Beyonce bought. You know, the same thing with Sierra and Russell Wilson. Like people just putting out rumors that they want to troll Future. Russell Wilson bought Sierra Masters. Like we find out that didn't happen. Russell Wilson bought an entire baseball team. Like they own a percentage. Like I think Jay-Z and Beyonce and those two couples, people can just say they did something without any evidence, and people just believe it.
Sure.
That makes sense.
I would think this situation makes more sense because Jay-Z is in that position, and that was the whole argument, and this would save face for him. That would be it would benefit him for people to think that. But then people are saying, well, I read one comment person was like, well, if Jay-Z set it up, why didn't he stay to make sure everything went right? And I'm like, that ain't his responsibility or his job. Like if you say you got somebody behind the scenes,
or his authority.
Yeah, but if you say you got the whole point is to get people in
I think what happened was
on these boards, then their job is just to let people in the door, right, or give people opportunities. He did his job if he did do that, and that's it.
I think some teams genuinely wanted to see what he was working with because everybody needed a quarterback.
Yeah. We on our third string at Pittsburgh. He should. Yeah.
No, they wasn't going to bring him in.
Look at the Redskins
already.
They wasn't going to bring him in.
Who ain't going to bring him in?
Steelers.
They said that was a team that might be the team. Like,
no, they wasn't going to bring him because Villanueva wasn't with the protests and shit.
Oh, they was going to do it because of one player though. Like,
I mean, that wasn't going to fuck up the
one player stayed outside the locker room when.
Yeah, but Villanueva be having a hell of holding calls.
So what? He's a veteran. He's good as hell. Nigga, don't be trying to break down my team, nigga. Fuck
nah, Skin's struggling like shit.
Reliable as fuck. That ain't going to the Hall of Fame.
I understand.
You said what?
It's a down year. Like it was predictable. The last two seasons, I knew they was gonna be ass.
What, Redskins?
Oh, you said the Redskins. I was talking about Steelers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's another topic. How y'all feel about Myles Garrett?
They went overboard with my boy.
I think that in their guidelines it says don't do that, and he did that shit. So
Right.
like,
Yeah.
gotta deal with the consequences.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I think of course, because they said they don't want nobody else doing it, so they gotta deter motherfuckers, bro. Like, if he would have got away with that shit for real, niggas would have been clocking niggas left and right.
No, but like if that was Brady or
Oh
Bledsoe,
yeah,
it would be a question. So
yeah. Brady would have been like, "You're done. You're done."
Brady would have fired him himself.
Oh man.
Did y'all see the clip?
Yeah, I saw the clip.
Yeah, I
From
was
the
watching
whole
the game.
get go, like him it wasn't a late hit because no penalty came, but he threw some sauce on that. It was like the ball was out of his hand. It was a roughing. It should have been a call, in my opinion.
Yeah, it should have been a call, roughing the passer. And the nigga, he laid on him and rubbed it in. It was a rub it in hit. It was a rub it in your face hit. Like, I'm on you, you can't move.
It's like the Iverson step over. Like it was disrespectful.
It was this
And
NFL version.
Too, like, how many times have we lost to the Browns in like the last 10 years?
Right, forever. They talking shit. You know they talking shit.
That's what I'm saying. So it was an emotional game. You got people on 100. I think Duke should be in trouble too, but people making a racial thing about him not getting fined or him not getting kicked out. But I'm like, find him some money. He's a third string quarterback, so like, how much could he be making?
Right, he can't be making too much. Like, he's gonna be hurting off that damn fine he got.
Mason Rudolph is broke as hell.
Bro, he's broke as hell, bro. He broke as shit. That ain't gonna make
Miles
25K gonna hurt.
Miles Garrett is shit money
the
whole time.
If they letting in people like Vic and all the other people back in, I'm sure he'll come back eventually, but he gonna have to take his time out. Like, don't hit nobody with the helmet. Like, what was the one dude? What happened to the one dude that threw the bag in the dude's eye, the ref? Did he get the cut back?
He did what?
The lineman who took the ref's beanbag and he threw it in the other player's eye, and the dude lost his eye.
Oh, I ain't never heard about that. Damn.
That was like back in the G.
Yeah, it was not that long ago. Maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. But I'm saying, like, I don't think he got to play again after doing that. That should be indefinite suspension. You took somebody's eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mason Rudolph, he'll be alright.
Man,
he
bro,
got a little tap on his forehead.
He need to be suspended too. That nigga tried to tussle with him. He tried to tussle with him for real.
He started it, and he kept.
No, I don't think he started it. The late hit started it, and he retaliated.
If it's a late hit, let the refs handle it. But
nah, bro, it was a miscall.
You know damn well
it was a miscall. We already know how many rules they got in place just to help the refs and shit.
Bro, did you watch the NFC Championship game last year?
Oh, I ain't watched that shit. The Steelers wasn't in that motherfucker. That's how I feel.
Nah, it was a blatant pass interference that was missed.
But that's why they got the pass interference rule. But it's only enforced. They strictly said in the beginning, it's only going to be enforced in the playoffs and then in the Super Bowl.
I'm saying, but calls are missed all the time. It's your job. It's your job to, as a football player, if a call is missed, you got to go back to the huddle and just suck it up.
But that was the game, though, and the ball was out of his hand, and there was no reason for all that sauce.
First of all, why the fuck we throwing that shit with 10 seconds on the clock?
Pittsburgh does do some dumbass plays like that.
That was dumb as hell. Ain't no way we was going to come back, how many points? 14 points in fucking 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It was a horrible coach calling. Obviously, Thomason got issues with that. That's not his first time doing that when the game is over and he gonna do some dumb shit like that.
It's because they fucking hired Ben's best friend and shit to fucking run OC who played Madden all the damn day. His ass. Fucking, I don't know what the hell you think you doing, man. That nigga think you playing Madden and shit. I swear to God.
He's saying that. I thought Bell was doing good. Bell ass. They saying like we 27th in rushing.
So that motherfucker ain't got no line. That's why. We sent him to an ass team. You think we was going to send anybody to a good team?
No, I mean not Bell, but
I'm about to say wait.
Connor, my bad.
I was like,
Connor's titty, bro. Oh yeah. He's butt, bro. Yeah, I agree.
I caught
it last year.
Out there, but
I don't want to say. He butt, bro. He butt.
I called it last year when he was going off when Bell was holding out.
I said it last year too.
I was like, watch as soon as
Yeah,
Bell
he was
leaves,
fighting
he
for a
gonna be
job.
trash. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, you can see it, bro. You
He's
can
supposed to
see.
look good.
We just picked up a receiver and another running back, didn't we? Like last week.
My boy will run straight into the block.
I can't talk though. The Redskins is the worst organization ever, bro. In all of major sports.
Gonna try to lobby for my coach. What are y'all smoking? What the fuck y'all smoking?
I don't know who put that out. I was like, y'all retarded. Y'all think Mike Tomlin is ever coming to here?
Y'all has
that nigga would rather be working college football. He would coach the Penn State and Indy Lions before he coached.
Indy Lions, that ain't really a bad job, but he definitely fucking. He'll definitely coach fucking many pee-pee to twerk or some shit.
Varsity high school for the Redskins. What are you talking about?
Not the Redskins, but
man, I feel bad for Dwayne Haskins. He just started out there. He in for a miserable ride.
Yeah, bro. Where he at? He's at the Redskins.
Yeah, the rookie quarterback.
Ooh. Y'all the new Browns, nigga. You got some people. You got some people there to die. We gonna send you there for your NFL career to die.
I mean, shit. That's what careers do come to die. You remember Deion Sanders?
I remember that.
Remember Albert Hainsworth?
Man, y'all niggas been shit for a minute.
Remember Sean Taylor? It's like, no, let me stop.
Chill. That was the bull. I was fucking with him when he was out.
Nah, really though. He's forever the GOAT. All right, man, what's the next topic?
And we didn't talk about that T.I. shit.
Oh, that fucking nasty nigga.
Yeah, he wild for that.
That nigga is fucking smoking. I don't know what the fuck. He's smoking a big bag of insecurity, motherfucker. That's just crazy.
It's crazy. The fact that you got ask a girl to sign the documents is crazy.
What? That sound like you pressured. You know, this sound like you pressuring her. Maybe, or you cut off. You're done. You're done.
All right, but to unpack that deeper, to sound like a little millennial fuckity fuck, do y'all have a problem with the way he parents his daughter?
Me personally, I wouldn't parent my daughter that way.
Yeah, me neither. I told my baby mom if I had a daughter,
raise one insecure ass girl.
I
told my baby mom if I had a daughter, I wouldn't even feel right like changing her diaper.
I
think black people should be more critical of our parenting. I think that notion, and I watched that shit from what's that nigga O'Shea?
Yeah, what he said.
I watched his video on that shit. And he was like talking about how we have to let him parent how he wants to parent. Man, fuck that. We need to be critical of how we parent, especially in our community.
Okay.
We are not.
But in reality,
we are not good at that shit. We raise insecure ass kids.
That's true. But at the end of the day, that's still the parent, and they're gonna make the decisions and what's going on in the household.
Yeah.
I think that T.I. making it public to me was all about ratings and all this other shit because now he about to go do a red table talk with Jada Pinkins, and I'm like, they do the same shit. They put their kids' business out there and say stuff that they shouldn't be saying. So it's like that's a match made in heaven. The T.I. and his wife, and then Jada and her situation. But I think that him saying it publicly is wrong and it shouldn't have been said for the world to know. But at the end of the day, it's like that's her father. Like people saying like she unfollowed his tweets and Twitter. I'm like, she ain't unfollow his money though. She's still staying there.
Yeah, she still got to stay there, nigga. She still got to be tied to that.
I just don't like the whole like feminist rhetoric of because you hear all this black media doing men can't do this. Men, like no, that's his daughter. Like that's their situation. You can't dictate what's going on in their household.
Absolutely.
And
that's what I said.
And I'm not saying T.I. gets an award for doing anything because he's the trap king and all the nonsense. I don't even fuck with T.I. But if we had more men in the home doing those type of things, we would have a lot less issues with daughters.
I'm a Gucci fan, so you know how I feel.
That co-sign like the feminist shit, It's the dudes that want to take advantage of girls like that don't have the father in the home that's going to be upon things like that.
Like go with Smokey Brown and shit.
I think this
Smokey
is
Robertson. I mean, Tiny look like Smokey Robertson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this man, wife walking around like she needed a diaper change and shit. Like he not the best example of a good father because he's a horrible husband. But I'm saying,
I think he's trying to protect.
What? Protect
from dudes just like him.
Daughter, exactly. I was trying to say that.
Didn't Nas do the song "Niggas with Daughters"? Didn't Kanye come out with the in his last album talking about like how he used to do what he used to do, but now he got daughters? His mind changed.
That nigga ain't protecting shit right now.
He ain't protecting shit.
Yeah, he put a target on her back, so now everybody want to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to blow that back out.
Yeah, once she get out there, she gonna get attacked.
Even if it wasn't out there, he ain't protecting shit.
Bro, she gonna do what she want to do, bro.
Want to do.
Well, when she leaves his home, that's gonna happen.
And instead of you be a confident parent and just tell you you can't. It's too hard to do that shit for us.
What about the parents who be like, "Well, I'm gonna let my kid wear a dress," or like Alicia Keys, "I'm gonna put some rainbow shit on my nails." Like you can't let them do everything.
I was gonna bring that up. You know,
but why it gotta be so extreme?
Oh,
man. I'm just saying that's the narrative that many of the people who are against what T.I. did, they want to do what the fuck you want to do, no structure. And I'm like, well, our community don't need more of that because we definitely
we need more confidence. Like we are fucked in that department.
I swear,
we are fucked up, and we can't even realize like the average person can't even realize that shit. Like we are fucked up, and that's why I mean, like the way he raising her, that's what a concern is. Like that's where my focus is, because it's like I'm a big proponent of trying to raise confident ass children out here, because we suck at that shit. We love to pour our trauma down some shit.
That's true. But like when I did my video about it and I tied it into the whole Judge Joe Brown situation with the $20 bill and all that, and I'm saying basically, when you have a patriarchal structure, though, when you have men who are providers, head of the household, there's a trade-off that comes with that. It's going to be a little bit stricter. You can't just do what you want to do, as opposed to the household where the father's not there or he's not hands-on, and the daughters can do what they want to do, and they on somebody post somewhere, or they in somebody group chat getting ran through. Like, I just think there's a trade-off. Like, does it definitely need to be better parenting and less abusive parenting and being able, like, a lot of these folks need therapy.
Kids with love, bruh.
That's true.
That's all you gotta do. Love the girl. Like,
just love her, bruh.
Just love the girl. You ain't gotta do all this mechanical shit. Like, that's the problem.
Got her, bruh. Just got her. That's
all this bullshit we apply to parenting and how to control and like all that shit. That's what we fuck up at. We don't realize it. That shit's crazy.
What does your wife say about that?
She think it's fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck is she? What? That shit's crazy. She think it's dumb, but I'm gonna let her speak for. I'm gonna let her speak for herself on that. I'm gonna see if she up.
I think it's a consensus throughout everybody. Everybody thinks it's wrong, but he's still her parent.
That's what I'm saying. I think it was wrong to put out there publicly and use it to embarrass her and to promote your podcast and all other shit, and then go over to Jada. But a deeper conversation, I think, like when you have somebody who is in the home, and he's not the best example. We've already determined that. But like, I think if more black fathers are in the home, we are gonna be on some stricter shit with our daughters like that.
Actually, I just thought about it. Do y'all think it's true? Do y'all think he really does that?
I think he did do that up until she's 18. I don't think he probably do that no more.
Yeah.
It's not kind of weird. He's
like, okay, you can be strict, but in what direction? Like, that's where my issue is. Like, I get it. I get like, if you have a black father in the home, yeah, it's gonna be strict if he involved, but in which direction is that shit going? And the one where you feel secure as a person, or one where you're afraid to do shit and you make dumb decisions just because you haven't been able to freely even express what you think you may experience in
And that's
life.
the balance that we need to work on.
But so that's why I think the conversation is healthy, and that's why I don't think we should just write it off as him just parenting, because that shit ain't helping nobody.
I'm pretty sure there are people around him that tell, especially women,
Of
that tell
course,
him like,
all the
yo,
backlash, even
Ain't
that,
nobody telling that nigga shit. You see how that
no,
nigga?
no,
you saw
no, I'm
Joe
pretty
Budden
sure.
them talked about it. They did the whole
Yeah.
typical, and then Charlemagne, men can't do this and men can't do that to women. Like they definitely all going against what he said. I don't think anybody agreed with him doing that and releasing that information to the public.
Mm,
Yeah, but they
yeah,
ain't talking about they ain't talking about what matter. That shit don't matter.
I believe they do. I mean, even Tiny. I think Tiny. I mean, do you think she
She
would in on
ain't
it?
got no say. She ain't got no say in shit.
I don't know.
Escape ain't paying them bills.
They ain't never pay bills.
Yes, they did for a minute.
Candy balling. She can support all them
Candy.
bills.
Who?
Well, she's a song. She
Candy.
wrote bills. You know,
Oh yeah,
fuck that.
Candy.
No, I'm saying she owned her
Yeah.
own sex company. Like she like rich as hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She rich as fuck.
I just read something they like just now, like saying that her daughter don't want to live in the house with the stepdad. Like that dude, if that's an example of a dude that's emasculated and punked in a public sphere, is him.
Yeah,
Like
bro.
if it's anything to not date a woman that make more money than you and not date a woman who mother you let son your husband, and now it's like his stepdaughter is getting on him too. Like that dude is just taking it from all angles.
Who is that?
Todd, Candy's
Todd.
husband. Oh, you can say yeah. Say it like that.
Who's that? Who's that? The husband of?
Candy Burris.
Oh, okay.
I gotta read
Yeah,
that video.
that nigga be on some. That nigga, he just used her money to start businesses and shit.
Damn.
And his mother-in-law is straight. She don't got no filter. Like, yo, she told him not to marry that man. When he bought her a ring for a wedding, he was like, "Oh, you can do better than that. You don't want that ring. He can't afford the one you want." Like, she just had no filter. Like,
What, talking to the wife?
No, talking to Todd. Like,
Like
this is a thing. Like, this is all over social media. Like, she straight up punked his ass.
Damn.
And that man signed a prenup.
Oh, that's sick. That's why she talked to that nigga like she do.
Who do? The mother or the wife?
Candy.
Oh, Candy talked to him reckless too?
Not reckless, but she definitely run the
like
shit.
she yeah. That's a whole conversation we gotta have too about that whole dynamic. But I did a video.
Nah, talk about it,
No,
bro.
I did a video, right? Because it was all the men from that show, like the Peter Guns, right? I don't know these people names.
Peter. You talking about Real Housewives?
Yeah, right. They did an episode where all the men were talking amongst themselves.
Yeah.
And the reality is, all those men were not broken, dusty dudes. They all had their own, except for the drug dealer, the light skinned dude, right? But all the other men,
Phaedra nigga.
yeah, he was what Dusty do. He's a drug dealer. But all the other men had their own businesses, own money, and yet the conversation was about them being with women who make more and all that shit. And I'm like, yo, this shit should not be public on TV. Like, if it's promoting black men being bitch asses on the collective level of being with women like that, even though none of those men were not, like, Ty had his own business, Peter got his own business, then the older dude who I guess they got divorced again for the third time. Like, he had his own business. I think that they got divorced the first time because he was going bankrupt. What's the one that Nene leaked? The one that looked like Steve Harvey?
Yeah.
Because she was getting the new reality money, and he was, going through his bankruptcies and whatnot. And I think they got divorced so that she would be protected. That's why I think they got divorced the first time. But you had all these men on TV, black men, dealing with the fact that they women really run shit and how hurt they are when they want to buy this, but she like, no, I could do better. Like, that shit was embarrassing to watch.
Ooh,
bad.
But it depends on is it the money? Is it the money or the type of woman?
It's both, dog. The coolest chick gonna feel herself and pull her shit out when she feel like it because of the money. You think like even like Nick Cannon and Mariah? You think that Nick Cannon had say so in that situation? Hell no.
Hell no.
Hell no. I have no Mariah. Fuck no. I mean, but we expect that from her.
Yeah, she the diva.
But that's why you get married before you make money.
True.
That way,
That's not what we doing though.
That way you
We
can't.
we
That way
getting
you can't
married.
say shit.
We getting married late though, like 30, 40. So like,
Why is that?
I think because we want to get the money first. We want to have the money before we get married.
Right.
It's several different.
Nigga, but that age shit is real.
It's hard because it's like by that time y'all setting y'all ways in this way, less compromising. Gonna be doing.
But it's like I look at the show Ready to Love, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Nah, I never seen that.
It's on what shit is that? It's like a black dating show in Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like everybody's in their like mid to late 30s or early 40s, even mid 40s.
Yeah.
And these niggas, and it's just like a dating show. Like they just go out on dates, feel each other, swap, just test the waters, whatever, right? All of them have All of them have like immaturity issues. The men and the women.
You be like, whoa,
at 40, you can't maintain a relationship.
Sure.
Like I think that's the problem, because it's not like niggas turn 35 and 40 and all of a sudden poof they can be a good partner.
Right.
Nah, them niggas be like 35 out here just cause they can't maintain a relationship.
Right.
Or do the work to maintain one. That shit take work. And the truth is not a lot of people are willing to do that.
And that's saying it's worse when you older, because you set in your ways and you like it's less compromise is gonna happen. Whereas if you grow up building together, y'all gonna bump heads, but y'all gonna do that together. When you older, I think that's less likely to happen.
Yeah, the older you get, the less likely to have a successful marriage.
Right.
And that's the conundrum, because we not getting married until we in our late 30s and 40s.
But it's not like niggas don't have kids though.
That's the other part, is that situation.
We still reproduce in that time frame that we out here building. That shit's fucking dumb.
The dad want to say anything about this?
Huh?
I said, does the dad want to say anything about this?
I feel like that was a shot at me, but I'm gonna just let you rock.
What? Huh? Feel like what?
Nah, I mean you're right, but I mean we're having sex.
Look, not personal. I'm not. Don't take anything I say personal. I just really care about.
At the root of it all, it's just having sex. Like that's all. Like people are just having sex and not getting married. But it's not like people are out here making a conscious decision. Oh, I didn't plan on having a child. I honestly didn't want a child, but she got pregnant, and I'm a good person, so it is what it is, and it came from sex. So I mean, I can see where you're trying to go with it, but I don't think they're relatable. It's like we're not making the conscious decision to have. You can make the conscious decision to get married at whenever you do it, whether you
can make the conscious
or your
decision
30s or your 40s, but.
Can I talk candidly about it, bro? I love you, bro. So nothing I'm saying is personal, right?
Go ahead.
Are you
saying contraception? You're saying like birth control?
Yeah, like we can make the conscious. These white girls out here, they on birth control at fucking 14.
You can, but okay. So our personal situation, my baby mom is in a family of 5 kids and a single mom. She doesn't have health insurance. And so I could have been more responsible. I could have got condoms, but I mean, it was what it was. But there are some things that could help prevent pregnancy and help you be more responsible. Yes, sometimes it's not always accessible, and maybe you can make the argument that maybe you shouldn't be having sex. Sure, but I mean,
you can't tell me a condom ain't accessible. Like where are you fucking in the middle of Amazon?
No, you're right. I could have had condoms, but I mean, that was just a natural thing of it feels better without it. But at the same time,
I get you. I'm saying
the point.
I've been out here too, bro. I swear to God, I'm guilty. Like just out here doing dumb shit. and I just haven't had a kid.
Listen,
But
the point I'm trying to make is people, most of the times, we aren't making the conscious decision, hey, let's have a child together because we want to have a child. Most of the time, the child just comes along. Whereas marriage is a conscious decision when you want to get married.
I would say,
you see what I'm saying?
I understand that point, but I think a lot of women at a certain age are having a baby. They want the kid.
Out of wedlock?
Yeah, absolutely,
I got a friend,
dog.
right? Bro, I got a
Yeah.
friend.
I don't know how many women.
She had a kid. This girl was like the little church girl. I would never thought she had a child out of wedlock. Not judging nobody. I just would have never thought she would have a child out of wedlock. But she had issues with her nigga, and he was like her only boyfriend for real since she was younger and all of that shit, all that emotional shit. Like, and they had a kid.
I can't tell you how many women I see that I know a chick that was married, didn't have any kids in her marriage, right? But was divorced and just messing around doing whatever, and got a baby at 30-something years old, like, and not what to do, not any inclination. He told her he didn't want part of it, didn't want to do it, all that. So I'm saying, like, there is a segment of sisters who get to a certain age and they feel like, yo, it's time. That 32, 35 space, if they ain't got no kids, they gonna have that baby regardless of the dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
How do your life end up like that, though?
Dog, I am puzzled by it. Like, there's a chick right now on my Facebook. I don't know her personally, but she a nurse. She settled her career finally, pregnant, and she's all like, "I'm happy." She not with the dude already. Like, when did y'all break up? Like, conception? But I'm saying, like, I see that happen so much that it's mind-boggling. Like, it's like that's why I don't. It's not like I don't have sympathy, but when you the 16-year-old, 17-year-old girl who's young and dumb and stuff happens, I get that. But when you in your 30s and y'all not gonna be together, like, come on.
Stop playing.
Who
you playing?
That's bothering me, God. I just seen it so many times, especially the more educated, the more money she got. That's the more like I don't even need to do.
Oh yeah, she ain't gonna give a fuck.
Black women don't go to sperm banks; they just get the dude that they want to have a baby and they have it, and
that's kind of sick though.
I got videos on the topic that I can show you of a woman specifically saying, "It's time. I want my kid. I don't. If it work out with dude or not, it's not a priority." Like, I know girls that when they were younger said, by this age, I want to have my kid. Now I want to finish my degree. Now I want to, be married. But I want to have a kid by 23. And guess what? 5-10 years later,
damn,
at 23, they had that kid.
Got us in the fucking waterfall.
What is that? This nigga watching his ass on the phone.
Watching, hey,
Took the
you trying to
bird
get the
bath on
balls
the phone?
right. The babe coming
You
through.
took the Puerto Rican shower on the phone? God damn.
Yeah. Did the little scrub of dub. Little bird bath. My balls smell right.
Easy.
You about to the crazy. I need some fucking hot sauce.
That shit.
That's like there's a knee-jerk reaction to attack the men. We go after men for their absence, but we praise women for their choices. And that's the problem. You can't have two things be true at one time. You can't promote this idea that women don't need men and they can do it by themselves, but then bash men who want to not be there. And I'm like, you got to be some common ground there. Either both of them are wrong.
What y'all think about child support? That shit is crazy.
Oh yeah, I had an argument with my baby moms about that.
Oh, she's gonna put you on?
No. She's not gonna put me on, but she likes to throw it in your face. Like, so yeah, as a joke. Like, I'm just joking. I'm like, first of all, it's a little bit of truth. Yeah, it's a little truth behind every joke.
You gotta always be on good terms with her, even if you take care of your kid.
Yeah, but at the same time,
a lot of truth right now.
I think it was put in place. I mean, I don't know how Anthony feels about it being a race thing, but I feel like it was put in place to kind of separate the black family.
Nah, that shit's unfair to men in general. You know, if you sign the birth certificate thinking it's your baby, and then it turn out it's not,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hard as shit to get off child support still.
Yeah.
Sometimes some states don't even take you off. You just responsible.
If you're in the military and you're deployed, and you miss that court date to determine if it's yours or not, to get the DNA test, it's yours.
It's yours.
And in the military, they're gonna make you take care of it because they don't play that.
Oh yeah, I was a military brat at one point.
God damn.
I don't know. Like, to me, I'm impartial. I like you should take care of your kids, but I know so many women who don't get nothing and they do what they gotta do, and I know women who use it as a weapon. And
right.
So it's like, damn,
it's hard, bro. It's
I
hard
think
to determine.
that more men should fight for custody, and it should be split down the middle, so you ain't gotta worry about that.
That's a little tough though. Like, if the child is more comfortable being with the mom, why would you why would you?
Bro, that's no excuse.
Fuck
that. That's no excuse. Fuck that.
I mean,
I'm just
that type of dude. Like, I would rather pay child support than take my child away from a more comfortable situation.
Bro, it's 50-50, bro.
There was a bill in a bipartisan bill in Chicago. I forgot what it was called, but it was basically a black Democrat dude. He was working with a Republican House, and it was basically going to force equal time. And what that equal time meant is that the father didn't have to pay child support. They both had to contribute to the kid. I think that should be the solution. For men who want to be involved and want to be there. There are men who just write the check and don't care and whatever. But I'm saying for men who want to be involved and want equal access to their kid, and you shouldn't pay more on child support because the kid is using a little bit more electricity or water, stuff that she would already be paying for herself. Like, that's some of the excuses that women will say. Well, he live here, he using the gas and the lights. I'm like, is he really using that much?
Yeah, really. Come on, man. Y'all nickeling and diming the kid. Like, what the fuck?
What y'all think about it being a debit card that only can be used on the kid? Because I remember that was a conversation on the Real, and all the women got in their feelings about it, saying that
what's the question?
On the Real, a couple months ago, it was like, because a lot of people are trying to put the money on a card, and it can only be used for things for the kids. So she can't take it to go get her hair done or go shopping. But some women were making an argument that she should be able to use that money every now and then to go take care of herself.
Nigga. Mm-hmm.
No, for what? No, you can get a job yourself, and I'm glad I don't have that issue. But at the same time, it does annoy me when she dangles it.
I still recommend you, because of the jokes, to have receipts and documentation of everything you've done for your kid.
Oh yeah,
so
everything is done.
You got receipts saying, yo, Judge, I've been doing XYZ all these years. And you know the funny thing about men who do that and she take them to court, they end up having to pay less than what she wanted them to have to pay.
Oh yeah. Everything is done through the bank. Like, I send it from my account to her account, so everything is documented. And I know her pretty well. I don't think she would ever do that, honestly. But if she did,
say my brother.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
I don't want to think about it.
A chick will get with a new dude and he paying child support because his baby mom made him pay, and then he go tell his girl, like, yo, go make your dude pay child support.
Yeah.
Like, that
make up the difference. Yeah. That's crazy.
That happens.
Yeah. That's, oh my God.
That is some fucking pillow brazy. That's some crazy shit.
I know they did that shit. His girl lived in a whole different, she was like 17 in a whole different state. And he made his baby mom, his girl, for his wife, go put her dude on child support just because his girl put him on it. I got no, like, I'm in the gym. All right, one dude is a CEO, one dude's a cop. Two black dudes. Between the two, it's not that many of us in the gym as it is, and it's like 8 kids between the two of them, right? So I'm saying, like, y'all motherfuckers got good ass jobs, like, you know, you can be done in 25 years, pension, all that stuff, but y'all can't take advantage of that because y'all got so many kids. Like, the one dude that's a CEO, he's a CEO. He in Sing Sing. That's already, like, hurting your pockets because you live in the city. It's like you get a little bit of an allowance, but it's still not that much.
Shit.
But he got 3 kids and 3 chicks on child support.
3
different baby mamas.
And
then, like, I guess
that's pretty good.
Yeah, he put himself on it. I think his wife, who he married, but he's not doing right by her, so I understand. But, like, she's the one that put him on it when they got into their little back and forth. But so then, because he wanted to be fair, he put himself on for the other one, so they all would get something. But like that's just like I see so many brothers like y'all can't even build wealth and come up with good jobs because y'all got too many damn baby mamas and kids.
Y'all niggas fucking up. Stop. Wrap it the fuck up, bro.
That's the thing. These motherfuckers bragging about how they not doing that and they going raw and they doing this and that. The cop dude, he got a vasectomy and he ain't been 27 yet.
Sheesh.
Dang.
So he said he going balls deep no matter what.
That nigga just shooting blanks.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm under 30 with 3 kids, and you know what I mean, and a cop, you gotta do something.
Yeah.
I told my homie that, man. He got 3 kids. This nigga younger than me. By a couple years.
3.
So he probably younger than everybody in this motherfucking fucking chat right now.
Damn, 3 of them.
How you go that far?
Young and dumb and full of cum.
Yeah, but the thing, don't even be young dudes. It be old dudes that be like 50 and get a chick pregnant. Like, come on, my guy.
Yeah, it's dumb.
You gonna be paying child support when you 70, dog. Chill.
Looking goofy.
Social Security gone.
That's crazy.
Get your ass in Walmart, nigga.
Hey, will anybody in here take a male pill?
What's that?
If that shit was safe,
No.
if I was like out there,
just
yeah.
off the. Okay, you would take it if you was out there.
Yeah.
What's that?
I'm so good.
I was out, yeah.
What
Hell
is-
yeah.
Birth
What is
control,
it?
nigga. Birth control.
Oh, for dudes?
Yeah, it's pretty much about to be like legit now. Like over the counter, it's about to be a thing.
I would have to see it in action for a
No,
few
you
years.
gonna be the trial test dummy to see what's gonna happen.
Nah, fuck that. I need to see some success stories first.
That's the funny thing though. Like women are trying to like some women like, oh, I wouldn't trust a dude. They too irresponsible. But y'all the ones that be forgetting y'all pill and be getting pregnant. Ironically,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I don't recommend black women use a lot of this stuff because it's harmful to their bodies. So
Yeah.
off the bat, I'm not taking this shit because it's poison. It's not, our bodies are not meant to do that.
Right.
And if I'm looking at situations where women getting blood clots and all these other crazy things, like this is a joke I had. Like in high school, we knew the girls who was on birth control getting the depot shot.
The depot, yeah, they
We knew
get thick.
because the skinny girls got thick, the thick girls got fat, and the fat bitches got pregnant because they was too big for the pills. But that's how we knew that shit worked.
Mhm.
And Depo-Provera is not good at all, and it's like that's what they pumping into a lot of sisters.
All for that.
Well, that should go both ways.
What you mean?
Like, you said offer a nut. I was like, yeah, that should go both ways.
I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna get pregnant? I mean, eventually. So it's like, I remember when I was I was in the business law class, and the teacher said, all you dudes is young and like to go out there and run through chicks. He was like, right, 17% on the tip of your penis, and then 25, because that's how much money gonna be taken out your check for 18 years in New York State.
Oh.
God damn. Had to let you know. But I feel like, yeah, if you dumping it,
Yeah, I think like,
stick
stick
with
you
it.
got those weird dudes that just like having a bunch of kids, like Future, like them motherfuckers. You got those type of dudes that just want to have a billion kids everywhere. But I'm saying if you know you're an athlete, you out there, I think they should be the ones to promote it and say use this shit. But I don't think the average dude should use that shit if he ain't out there like that.
Yeah. Just wrap it up.
That's what I'm saying. It's not that hard.
Bro, it's not that hard. Niggas be flaking.
And birth control don't protect against STDs and shit.
That's what I was saying. That shit about to go through the roof.
That's what you need to worry about for real. Not this.
Niggas already be having untreatable syphilis and shit.
Ooh.
I mean, not untreatable, but antibiotics don't be working and shit.
They got the scary kind, where like the ivy falling out and shit.
Yeah.
Syphilis is a nasty ass disease.
Hell yeah. This one heard that real shit.
Niggas be falling apart.
Hey,
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, any of y'all following the whole situation with ADOS and all that stuff in the media?
With who?
It's called ADOS. It's like American Descendant of Slaves political party. It's big on YouTube.
I don't know what that is.
We'll talk about that some other time because it's like a lot of controversy with Tariq Nasheed, Dr. Boyce Watkins, Yvette Cornell. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on social media with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at it.
Yeah, I'll send you a link to one of my videos I did on why I support the idea of what it stands for, but I don't support the leaders because they just real far leftist liberals and all that.
Right.
Oh yeah, what's the next? So what are the next topics? That
Thanksgiving. Should we celebrate it or not?
Man,
what is it?
You know we don't celebrate. We just eat because it's a day off, and we
Right.
don't really be celebrating that shit.
Right.
But I guess that is a topic in Columbus Day and Thanksgiving because it'd be funny how black folks be like, nah, fuck Christopher Columbus, but then on Thanksgiving they be all together.
Oh shit! You saw the Grapevine episode on climate change?
I got to much of it is like, yo, that's what I sent you. I'm like, we just discussed that they should go around the state, and then the next, they did that. Well, she's saying she gonna do that. That's why I sent you the video because we had just discussed it last time about them traveling, and now she must have heard that shit. Somebody must told her.
Hell yeah. They had the one conservative girl on there. She was at BLS.
Oh, right. But she was the one saying she believed in it, right? She believed in climate change.
She said she's not a token conservative because she believes in climate change.
Do you believe in it?
I believe that the Earth is better at regulating itself than we are, so I'm not worried about that shit.
Oh God.
But that's not saying you don't believe in it.
God, but
see, you already be emotional about this shit and think the world about to be over. Why?
No, not be emotional, but you're saying that the Earth will go back to just an equilibrium when it wants to. This shit can get bad. Like, the climate is not good at all. It's
okay. Let that be true. What can we literally do? Because they were saying stop eating hamburgers and not
at least identify it. At least acknowledge it. At least, I mean.
Okay, I acknowledge it, but I do not believe that.
People bring up China. People bring up China, and like the right brings up China as a talking point. They're producing the most pollution.
No, it's
Are they?
Well, no, it's India and China that were producing the most, the highest carbon emissions, but they weren't in the Paris Climate Agreement. There's like maybe one day we might join eventually, blah blah blah. But that's the point. That's my argument. Is like I don't see the point in us giving a bunch of money to other countries and then attacking or penalizing American businesses. And we pulled out the Paris Climate Agreement, and yet we still got our 3%. We met our goal despite not being in that agreement. So I'm saying,
what are we really gonna do? Like you said, bro, what are we really gonna do about that shit? And the question on the Grapevine was not really about climate change.
Pun intended.
Huh?
Donovan said stop eating hamburgers. Pun intended. He said stop eating meat.
Yeah. Nah, but the question was, should black people be concerned about it?
No, we got way too much shit to worry about.
I'm like, first of all, how expensive is a fucking solar panel? Black people can't even afford the shit to be eco-friendly.
Yeah.
That's true. Or like you can't cry about food deserts, but then talk about eat this and don't eat that. Like they can afford that.
The chick literally brought up how these companies they blamed capitalism for climate change and was like these companies are going to China making all blah blah blah, and the bitch had on a Nike hat.
Made in
Did
China.
anybody call that out?
No, they ain't call that out. I wish I was there. Yeah, I would have did it. I swear to God. Cause you got on a Nike hat.
I just don't like the corniness of don't eat meat, don't use straws. Like that shit is whack to me. I don't like the idea of the government trying to pick winners and losers when it comes to solar power stuff because we saw what happened with Solyndra. I live in New York. We got Solar City, which is Tesla and Panasonic. They like barely floating by. So I'm like, nuclear power works. We know that works. Fracking works, but the environmentalists don't want us to do that. It depends on where you live at. So I'm saying like, all right, let's do things that make sense without just attacking and shutting down and getting rid of a whole bunch of jobs that you're not going to replace with in the first place.
I'm so sorry we run on fucking oil.
And the shit works.
It works. Like, what the fuck? And we had our industrial revolution. Like, what the fuck? That shit. Look, man.
That's the point that the one dude, what's his name, the other black conservative dude.
Yeah, Jimmy.
He made the point that now it's about to be like Nigeria. Everybody that's going through their industrial revolutions, their emissions are going to be worse because they're going through that phase and they're just building factories and building. So it's like we not even the worst. He said we produce like 15% of the emissions versus China and India who do like 30-20%.
Hell yeah.
India's coming up.
Like you can see the smog LA from like Japan. Like all the shit that Japan does is gonna come to America. So if it's a global thing, it doesn't make sense for America and a couple European countries to do it and not the people who are the biggest proponents of it. Like
no.
That's the part I don't get.
I don't understand what niggas want us to do. John, tell me what we supposed to do about climate change?
I mean, at least acknowledge it. I think there's little things we can do. You said, I mean, yeah, not everybody can afford solar panels, but some people can. So people that can do that, and then some people can donate solar panels.
That's
but
eventually going to be the future, obviously. Like I know New York is trying to force it. They're trying to make us
but
go.
I think the biggest thing I want to see on the conservative side is to acknowledge it, to say that it exists. Because
I'm gonna just concede
to deny
to the point
it is dangerous
and say that I don't think that what liberals want to do to counter it makes any sense to me though.
What was their strategy?
What do you mean?
What was their strategy?
No, exactly what we said. They want to force businesses to comply to certain emission rules. They want to get rid of complete industries, get rid of the coal industry completely altogether, force us all into electric cars and solar.
At least they have ideas though. I mean,
but we know that a lot of that stuff's not working. Like solar, I mean, it's not.
So what are people on the right going to do? Are they going to help, or are they just going to keep denying it? That's my thing.
I think that most people don't deny it. They just say we don't believe in using taxpayer dollar to curtail something that's not going to work. We're not going to just do something just to do it because people are outraged.
Look, if Miami got to go underwater, we just got to move it.
Yo, even Andrew Yang said, yo, because that's the thing too. Like every year is we only got 5 years left. We only got 10 years left. It's not like Jehovah's Witnesses in the end times or some shit. Like they keep changing when we gonna be screwed. And Andrew Yang said, yo, the damage is already done. There's nothing we can do about it. I believe him.
You said Andrew Yang?
Yeah, he said that whatever's gonna happen. The damage is already done. There's nothing we can do to reverse that.
When he say that?
He said that on one of the debates.
He's actually kind of smart. I don't think I watched that debate because they've been getting boring, but the whole time. Is it a debate on tonight?
Yeah, I mean, that's why I didn't understand why he wanted to do it today because the debate was on. It's over probably by now.
Oh, shit. Damn, Ant. Well, I wasn't home anyway.
It's nothing but bullshit.
It's going to be on YouTube to watch.
All right, I'll watch it tomorrow then.
Well, look, I got to go to bed.
All right, so what's the what we talking about next time?
I think I'm gonna try to upload my other videos. We can talk about that situation with the men and date women with more money.
Yep.
We can talk about if y'all
Okay.
follow the ADOS thing with with politics and all that. We can talk about that. See what happens out of this impeachment inquiry by the time that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Whatever current
I'm a,
event happens.
yeah, I'm gonna watch this video too. This
Yeah,
link you
it's
sent.
just, like to me, like they're impartial. Like the dude is a conservative, the woman is a liberal, but like their show is pretty good. I've been watching a lot of their content, and they call out both of their own parties, and I think that's good content to watch.
All right, bet.
All
All
right,
right, y'all.
All right, y'all.
Peace.
Yo.
Peace.